All right, guys, I want to talk about one of the G-Shock watches that I was probably the most excited for, and it certainly got a lot of hype. And then certainly when people started getting them in hand, the hype was kind of confirmed. However, after having this one for a little bit, I can say that I have mixed feelings on it. This is the gbx100. There are a few different colorways. I'm digging this one. This is just the first one I was able to get my hands on from John over at the Watchgauge. Big thanks for hooking me up with this guy. I'll put a link to his website in the description. You can see the retail price is $160. That's assuming you can even find one in stock. They are hot sellers, but I suspect you can probably get them for less than $160. Once everything calms down, they're going to restock and everything like that. And it's certainly, spoiler alert, it's certainly worth picking up for even $160 and then less for sure. It's an easy no-brainer pickup, especially if you're a G-Shock Square fan, because it's definitely reminiscent of that. The size is a little bit bigger. I'm going to show you that side by side. Let's talk about the size though real quick. I measured the farthest out point. I didn't measure in there. I measured actual width at 45.9 millimeter. The lug to lug, basically I went from just outside the screw holes here, and I got 47 millimeter, 14.5 thick, and the weight on the proprietary lug thing. So, and you're not going to want to wear it on anything other than these straps. These straps are absolutely amazing, and I'm going to show you some more details on that as well. The weight on this is 66 grams versus the old G-Lide at 52 grams. So right there, you can see I'm holding them at about the same plane. You can see that the new GBX is obviously larger in all dimensions, and on wrist it's going to have a really nice presence. For someone like me, I'm totally fine with wearing squares and quite enjoy them, but I gotta be honest with you, sometimes the polymer ones just feel a little bit too small for me. I can wear them and I enjoy them, but this GBX actually is a little bit better size for me personally. Everyone's going to be different on that particular point. So it's using a module 3482. We'll look at the back here so you can see it's 3482, a bunch of other information there. You know, shock absorbing, all G-Shocks are. Water resist 200 meter, part number, all that good stuff. Made in Thailand. Okay, so I'm not going to read the specs, guys. I'll put a link to the G-Shock website. You can go through the specs. This is where I start to struggle with this watch. I actually downloaded, there's a separate app that they made for this. You can see this thing's even trying to connect to my Bluetooth. I deleted the app because the whole reason I started to get back into regular watches was to distance myself from the smartwatches and all the notifications on my phone. Well, this watch brings this back. Now, it brings it back primarily, its function is for activity tracking or health and fitness. But there's also like emails, and if you cycle through the modes, which the buttons are great. I mean, the display is amazing. Speaking of the display, it's LCD, but it's called MIP. It stands for Memory in Pixel. The display is amazing, and it's almost like it's liquid filled or something, because you can get extreme angles and you can still see the time or whatever display you're on. So I don't know what any of this stuff means. I'm never going to use it. The stopwatch I could see use, which it is cool because it does display your time still down at the bottom. So you have your activity, you can do distance, pace, all of that stuff. So if you're into tracking that type of stuff or doing that stuff, awesome, good on you. I am not, and even if I was, I don't think I would track it. I think I would just do it. I like to be in the moment when I'm doing, you know, activities and stuff, whether it be biking or kayaking or something like that. So here you can see there's all kinds of stuff going on here in the notification. You can do your email, your phone calls, messaging, calendar, all of that stuff. I don't want to deal with it. That's not what I want on my watch. So good thing is I'm probably going to keep one of these because of that right there. It can still just be a watch. I don't have to use all those other things. So you know, it has the step tracker here. I guess, but I don't really care sort of thing. So, and then you can do a dual time zone if you wanted to, but right there. And, you know, in this day and age, you know, Casio G-Shock couldn't just put out this watch and have it just do the same functions that this does. This one does it better anyway, because it also displays, you know, your sunset, your sunrise, your tides, and all of that. It goes through all of that stuff. So, and it does it, you know, as good as this module could possibly be. They've masterminded it to the point where it is very functional. It's just not things that I want to do. So there's your sunrise, your sunset, and your you know, moon phase. So that's another option but that's in Honolulu, USA. So again, there's some more graphs. There's all kinds of stuff, and it actually has the power meter there. You can see it's full. I guess that is probably the battery charge. This is not a solar watch either. So I'm guessing the battery life to be about 2 years. I kind of want to keep it and just use it and see how long it takes for the battery to die. So I don't know if there's probably a quick way to go back to just the time, but I'll probably just display. I don't know. See, there's too much going on. I just want that. That's all I want. So the light on it has the easy access button there, and it has the auto tilt and all that stuff. Let me pop this guy on a wrist for you so you can see what it looks like on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. And this color is really hard to photograph too. It's not as vivid as you usually see in the photographs. I'm not gonna tuck the tang in there, but you can see on my 7 1/4, it's crazy comfortable. The strap is amazing. You also have these vented portions up here, so it breathes really nice, and it's gonna allow moisture or water or whatever to wick out. Even the hardware, I like that they did a plastic there with the metal tang, and then it has the 2 double buckle there. But I'm gonna pop it off so you can look at this. I'm also indifferent on this. So within the keeper, it's a one-piece double keeper. There's little you know, prongs in there that will catch these tabs. So when it's on wrist, it doesn't move. It holds really good. But to get it off, I mean, you have to figure out a way to like pinch it or do something. So if you get any sort of you know, wristwatch claustrophobic or something like that, I didn't have any problems with it. You can just yank it pretty good and it will release. But it holds good enough that you're not going to have any problems with it. So I guess I'm not really mad about that. The strap material is actually phenomenal. There's a little bit of flex to it, and it just is super comfortable. Far superior over this stuff, for sure. It is a much, much better design. So I guess, can I recommend it? Absolutely. I think if you're a G-Shock fan and you like squares or even whatever G-Shock, certainly pick one up. There's different colorways. There's going to be more colorways. I don't think there's going to be a solar option. I think this module and the overall design is going to limit some of that. And, you know, once it connects Bluetooth, it's always going to be dead on time. But do you really want to connect it to the Bluetooth? You don't have to. I think you could, and then you can go in and you can set all the parameters. You don't have to have all the notifications and all that stuff on. It just, when I had set it up originally, I didn't take my time to fine tune it, and it was just automatically popping up with notifications, and I couldn't deal with it anymore, so I deleted the app. So I don't think I'm going to use it that way, but who knows, maybe I'll revisit it. Let me kill these lights so you guys can look at the illumination on it, because it's actually pretty good too. So you can see there, yeah. So plenty visible. It's not overly bright either. I know it looks probably pretty bright on the camera here, but it's just enough. It's like medium. It's not like a flashlight or anything like that, although I can kind of see the reflection off my hand. So anyway, guys, I wanted to get this video out to you right away, and there you have it. I'll see you in the next vid.